Week 5 of the fantasy basketball season is here, and here's a few guards I would try to go out there and buy low or just try to trade for in general. The first one's Trey Young of the Atlanta Hawks, and so far this season, Trey Young, the numbers have been down a little. He's ranked number 76 on the season in fantasy basketball, and his stats on the year: 22.9 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 9 assists, 0.7 steals, 1.5 threes a game, 88% from the foul line, and 38% from the field. So Trey Young, he's struggling mightily from the field in this season. Oh, he's gone down 5% there. His three-point shooting's been way off as well. He's only hitting 1.5 a game, where last season he hit 3.4 a game. So 2 threes a game he's down, and 7 points a game he's down as well. Last season 29 points, this year 22. So Trey Young, he's had a couple good games here and there where he's flashed, but his scoring's been bad. The field goal percentage has been worse, and the only thing he's pretty much recognizable, his stats from last year, the assists and rebounds are similar, but everything else has been a major drop-off. And right now, I'm a Trey Young owner, I'm going to admit it, and I'm getting frustrated with him because the last couple weeks he can't shoot the basketball well at all. This week, 26% from the field, then last 2 weeks, now 30% from the field. So Trey Young, he can't find the rhythm. The assists have been good, but the points per game are way down, and this was a guy many people picked in the first round. So if you're a manager, Trey Young, he might be a guy you want to try to trade for and buy on the low with a player that's playing over his head here and get Trey Young, because I don't think the struggles will continue. He's definitely way off this season, but I think he shoots out of this slump and he has a great rest of the year. The second guard I would try to buy low this week's Buddy Hield of the Sacramento Kings. Just like Trey Young, Buddy Hield, he has similar problems with his field goal percentage and shooting the basketball. On the season, an awful 36% from the field, 85 from the line. He is hitting 3.9 threes a game, because pretty much Buddy Hield, that's all he takes, his 3-point shots. 15.4 points a game, 4 boards, 3 assists. Hield, his points are down as well, 4 points per game. But I think he's going to shoot out of the slump. He's still giving you everything he did last season across the board. He just has to get that field goal percentage up. Last year, he was 42%. So far this year, 36%. And you can't get any worse than that. I know he's taking more threes, but Buddy Hield, I think you could get him on the cheap right now. But obviously, you just got to watch out for the field goal percentage. But he's scoring the basketball. He's hitting his threes. And I think he'll be fine. He can't get any worse than this, and his scoring should go up. The next guard I would try to get as well as Jamal Murray of the Denver Nuggets. Murray this season, he's been pretty solid, but I thought I would get more out of him. And on the year, he's ranked number 89 on the year because he's had some up and downs. He just came off a 5-point game the other night versus the Oklahoma City Thunder, where he had 5 points, 2 of 10 shooting, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. So he's been up and down. He hasn't been as consistent as he was in the playoffs last season, is Murray. Maybe the bubble is true that the shooters, they have better games and score more points. It's easier to play in the bubble, which it probably is with no crowd or no real noise in there at all. But on the season, 19.2 points a game, 3.5 rebounds a game, 4 assists, and a steal. And this year, his free throw percentage is way down to 76%, when last year he was a great foul shooter at 88%, and his field goal is pretty much similar as last year. 45 last regular season, and this year 44%. But Jamal Murray, he's struggling at the line. He's been inconsistent, and he's had some bad shooting games this season. And I think you could get him for a decent price, and you're not going to have to pay the premium for him. And I think Murray, we saw how great of a player he could be last season in the playoffs, and I wouldn't doubt it if he does it again here. So he's a definitely buy low candidate here at the guard position. The next guard I would try to buy low is Russell Westbrook of the Washington Wizards. If the Wizards ever play a basketball game again, Westbrook, he's been out now with the injury with the left quad for 2 weeks, and I don't even think he missed a game really for the Wizards. He missed 2 games, and then they've been postponed now since January 13th, and the Wizards postponed once again here tonight on the 20th. And Russell Westbrook with the quad and this team not playing ball games, he's definitely a guy you could go out there and get low. And on the season, he just ranked 238th, so it's been a terrible season for him in those terms. His points are way down this year, 19 points a game, 9.7 rebounds, 11.3 assists, 1.3 steals, but a horrible 5.3 turnovers, which really hurts. His points per game are down 8 a game. The rebound and assists are up 1.4 threes. Horrible from the foul line as well, 65%. And then from the field, 37%. So Russell Westbrook, all career lows so far with his new ball club. He's not shooting the ball well. He's injured. And right now, with his bad ranking and the bad turnovers as well, I think he's a player that most people took in the second or third round of their fantasy drafts. And you don't got to give up anyone that you took in those early rounds to get him, especially with the postponements. Everything added up. He's a perfect buy low candidate, and I think Westbrook, he's going to start to shoot the ball better. I know he's on a new team, and his usage has went up from last season, but there's no way I could only see him scoring 19 points a game. So if you could get Westbrook on the cheap, you definitely go out there and get him. And the fifth and final guard, I would try to buy low this week's R.J. Barrett of the New York Knicks. Barrett, he's been getting it going of late, but another guy who's been struggling with his three-point shot and his field goal percentage. On the season, he's 108th ranked in fantasy basketball, and his averages are 17.1 points a game, 7.5 rebounds, 3.4 assists. He's giving you 0.8 steals a game. He don't hit threes, 0.9 a game, 75% from the line, which is better than last season where he finished 61%. And once again, like I said, his field goal is horrible, 39% from the field, but he's giving you points. He's a decent rebounder and a pretty good passer of the basketball as well to give you 3.5 assists. But once again, he's going to hurt in shooting percentage. Turnovers a game, not too bad, 2 a game, and he's ranked at 108, and I don't think you got to break the bank to get Barrett. Barrett, the last couple games now, he scored 19 or more points in the last 4 games, so he's starting to get it going. Tom Thibodeau, they believe in him, and now the Knicks go on a West Coast trip, which is going to be tough, but R.J. Barrett, I would go out there and try to get him if you don't care about a bad field goal percentage. But the last couple games, he shot over 45%, so things are looking up, but he's still a buy low candidate. So that's a few guards I will look to buy low here and trade for heading into week 5 of the fantasy basketball season.